and welcome to Wales, where we paint away the stress of everyday life. Today is bank holiday in UK, so I thought let's get into the studio. It's nice and warm and let's paint something really nice. Before we do that, let's have a look at the palette.
It's time to learn with our friend Clive. So grab your brush, have a great time, and don't forget to click subscribe.
So as you can see on the palette, I've got just blues today, blues and yellow. You're going to be careful when we're doing this particular painting because we don't want this turning green, because yellow and blue obviously makes green. But I've got a little bit of cadmium yellow, or a mid yellow. I guess a cerulean blue. I got some cobalt blue, some Prussian blue, some white and black, and that's it. I've got a little bit of medium mix there. I've got a little bit of retarder in there. You can pop along to www.clive5art.co.uk to purchase those if you want to. The store is starting to fill up now. I've got new brushes coming in, new products, so please pop along and check the store out. And don't forget to click the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up and a like. That's always appreciated. And before we crack on, let me explain to you exactly what I'm doing. As you can see, you've most probably worked it out already that we're going to be painting a butterfly today. Now, my granddaughter has got a project in school to paint something from nature with a member of her family, and her granddad happens to be an artist. So, well, I paint. I don't class myself as an artist, but I paint. Yeah, I just enjoy painting. If I put a label on myself as an artist, that means then I'm putting a lot of pressure on myself. I know I don't want that. So a label is just a label at the end of the day. I choose just to say I paint to relax, and that's all I do. Okay, so what I thought I want to do is try and get this butterfly to stand off the canvas. Now, I'm going to be painting this for my granddaughter, and then she's going to copy it. So I'm not actually doing this as a project for her. This is more of me giving her an idea of what to do, and she's going to be watching the video. That'd be good. That'd be good. So I'm going to start off with a little bit of white. Let's just get a little bit of moisture on my brush. I forgot to put the moisture on my brush. Always moisten down your brush first, because it just helps with the paint. It helps with the flow of the paint. It helps stopping the paint to suck into the bristles. So I always moisten them down a little bit first. And we're going to start off with a nice bright yellow there, like this, and then we're going to bring in a little bit more yellow there. I'm wondering whether I should put a little bit of orange in this. I don't know. I just want to brighten a nice bright painting today. This might be a little bit bright on camera, but we will get there. We will get there. So I'm just painting in around. My board is moving. I just put my arm up there to stop my board from moving. I'm just going in straight into some nice yellow. Just around, nice and easy. Forget my granddaughter is only young, so I've got to try and make it as easy as I can and as achievable as I can, with a little bit of challenge. It's going to be a bit of a challenge there. Going to be a bit of a challenge. I'm going to get some kitchen paper, and I'm just going to put a pattern just on that there, like that. You can see, just pulling a little bit of paint off. Now what I might do is get a little bit of paint on the kitchen roll, tapping it off like that, and I'm just going to put in a bit of a pattern just on there like that. I hope you could see that. I hope it's not too bright for for the cameras. I'm going to switch my brush because I don't want to mix the green. Now what I'm going to do is get a little bit of white. I'm just working on the background now. Just working on the background. Again, just white, just white. A bit more white. Now we're going to go into a little bit of cerulean blue. Very, very lightly, like this. A bit more white then, down there. Just basically we're making a nice background, like this. Incorporating some nice blues and that. I'm just going to get a little bit of this cobalt blue, just a small amount. Just a small amount, just on the tip of the brush, just to give an extra flavour of colour down there. It's a little bit darker. It's just a little bit darker. There you go. Back into our white with our bit of kitchen paper, and then just make a little ball like this, with a bit of paint. Nice little project you can do. Get that to merge in. We'll dry that off in a minute, and we'll merge that a little bit more with a little bit more yellow and stuff in there. So this is just going to be our first type of layer. Again, I want to get some blue in this side, so we're going to be putting another layer of colour on top of this shortly. But for now, let's just get the basics in. Now we want to get some cobalt blue and white, because we want this side to be slightly darker, a bit cooler. There we go. Now I don't know how everybody is doing out there. Now I've got a lot of projects that have been started and not finished, and what I'm thinking of doing possibly is just picking them up and then starting to, I'm just going to get a little bit of Prussian blue into this paint. Just finish the paintings off as lessons, so they won't be right from the very beginning, but they'll be just an idea of how to finish certain things off. If you were struggling with projects that you've started and you don't quite know how to finish them, then I think it'd be a good idea to maybe get a couple of those projects out from underneath the easel, because that's where I keep mine, and it'd be a good idea to just think, yeah, I'm gonna rework that. I'm gonna rework. We're gonna call it reworking, because I think it's important that sometimes we put projects down, we get a little bit despondent, or we lose faith, or in my case I lose my mojo a little bit sometimes when I'm painting. Because I do a lot of painting. I do a lot of painting, especially for lessons for YouTube and stuff like that. So sometimes my ability to create diminishes quite a lot. It really does. And I struggle sometimes in trying to put work together, because most of my painting now is done for YouTube, and when I actually come to do a project, I'm just going to check my cameras are all working. Dum 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 dum. Hello. When I actually come to do a project, then I really got to work hard and think about it. I really have. You wouldn't think so, but it's true. It's true. We all struggle. We all struggle. Even Da Vinci, Michelangelo, and Constable, and all those other great artists, Van Gogh, and we all struggled. Van Gogh more than anybody, I think. We've all struggled at times. Creativity is the word. Creativity is the word. Okay, so I'm going to make another little ball of paint on my tissue paper. And I'm just going to go in now and I'm really going to secure this easel a bit. There we are. And just put that little bit of texture on, and people will ask you, wow, how did you do that? That took ages. That absolutely took me ages to do that. It did. That's why I've got to charge you so much for the painting. So every artist has a little fib. What we call a fib, a little white lie. Sometimes we exaggerate the truth. My mother always used to say that I exaggerate the truth a lot. Yeah, but that's me, man. I'm an artist. So there we go. Get a little bit brighter here and there, and then here and there. And we've got a nice little background. Looking quite nice there, I think. It's looking quite nice, that background. I think it is. Let's just chuck that in a bin. Ba-bum. And we're going to dry that off with a hairdryer. So I was doing that. I just checked my my recorder, and it wasn't recording. So I do apologise for the first part of this video. It may be a little bit weird. But nevertheless, a job is a job is a job, a video is a video is a video. So I've corrected the issue, and hopefully the sound will be a lot better now. So I'm looking for a detailing brush. I need a fair size detailing brush. Will that do? I'll do. This is not a detailing brush. Have I got a detailing brush here? There we are. So I got a detailing brush. There we go. Right. Now we're cooking with gas. This is what we say in Wales. We're cooking with gas. So let's just paint our butterfly in. Now I'm just using plain cerulean blue for this to start with. Now, butterflies are not everybody's cup of tea, and I appreciate they're not everybody's cup of tea, and I appreciate not everybody wants to paint a butterfly. But what we have to do sometimes is do things that we're not really happy to do. And I'm not particularly happy in painting butterflies, to be honest. But when your granddaughter asks you for help, you have no option than to help out. So that's why today's lesson is about a butterfly. I'm maybe doing a nice seascape or another mountainscape, which are one of my favourite things to actually paint. So you might see that I do quite a lot of seascapes. And I do enjoy doing seascapes, and I might just do a series of paintings now, just painting seascapes, I think. Because the only way you can get better at something is constantly do it. And practice makes perfect. That's the old adage. Practice definitely makes perfect. Right, okay, so we do the other side. Try and make it as equal as we can. So that's one thing butterflies is the same both sides, near enough. So we've got to try and do that anyway. And as I said, today I'm painting just an example of a butterfly, so my granddaughter can copy it. Not copy it so much as being exactly the same as mine, but it gives her an idea and gives her the inspiration to be able to go and create something. And I think if you can paint or even make something, and it's something you've achieved, and you get that sense of achievement, especially at a young age, then that goes with you for the rest of your life. And it's important that we encourage the youngsters to be as creative as they possibly can, especially in these days of internet and all the other social media platforms that we've got. You know, they'll spend hours and hours and hours on TikTok and YouTube, but they won't sit down and spend the time to be creative. And I think it's important that we try to encourage our youngsters to be as creative as possible and obtain some of the skills that we've managed to obtain through our lives, because I'm at a certain age, and you know, there was no internet and stuff when I was growing up, and that's just lots to be said with a lot of people at my age. So there you go. And I think I'm just gonna get a little bit of just blue just down there like that. Now I need to dry that off as well. What I want to do now is get a nice brush, very thin coat of Prussian blue. Now if you're doing it this thin, try and get some medium mix, which is available at www.cliveivata.co.uk. Try and get some of that, because it'll stop the underbinding of paint. Now what I'm going to do is put a little shadow. I'm just going to darken up an area just around here like this. Just going to darken that area up. It's a bit of shadow, That's what we're looking for. It's just that little bit of shadow. Just there like that. And maybe it's a bit of shadow. Just there, like that. And you're going to smooth it in with your finger. There's no laws in art. As I told you, there's no rules in art. Get your hands dirty sometimes, it's good. It's good for the soul sometimes. There we are. So we got a bit of shadow. There. Now we can have a bit of fun. So we now need a detailing brush again. I'm just going to leave my brushes. You shouldn't leave brushes in water like that. That's not good. It is not good. It really is not good. So what I'm going to do now is just put in a few streaky lines like this, and again this side. Just pulling them in, just like that. And again, we can pull in a few lines just like this. And now let's have some fun. Let's get some Prussian blue. I'm just going to use my stick for this because I need to rest my arm. And let's just start putting in some detail. Like this. Bearing in mind that we've got to try and keep things as equal as we can. As equal as we can. That's why it's a little bit more difficult to paint a butterfly than you might think. It really is. Get a little bit of black, a little bit of black, and just bring a bit of that in. Like that. Oops, I got a bit of white paint onto my black paint then. What I'm going to do is just put some veins in now. Just go around the outside of this. Like that. Sitting at a really awkward angle, as I've mentioned and so many times in the past, that I've really got to stretch sometimes, and things are not going the way I want them to go. I can correct that in a second. I'm not happy with that. I think I'll stick to seascapes because trying to paint at this angle is quite awkward. It's important to try and keep a sharp point to this if you're trying to go around the edges. And nice and runny paint. There you go. My hand slipped in, so that's cool. Okay, so we can correct that in a second. Let's just do a little bit of blocking in. You could use some metallic paint or something for this if you wanted to make it really bright and shiny. Or you could use some, there's, what they call it, there's something, something I'm thinking of at the moment. I can't think of the name of it. I can't think of the name of it. There we go. It'll come to me, I'm sure. Do you know, that brush is not that good. I'm going to go in a long stringy brush. There we are. This might be better for this type of work. Until his hand slips. There you go. I think I'll just do it like this, I think. Right, let's get some cobalt blue, some white. I'm going to get a dry brush. I'll do. Smooth that off in there. Just get a bit of white. get a bit more white. Yeah. What does that look like? Maybe just another one there. There you go. There we go. Let's get a little bit of, I don't want this bright white, I want maybe a bit of Prussian blue. Dragging a bit of this down now. You get the gist. I don't want to do it too good because I don't want my granddaughter's teacher to turn around and say, "Did your father do it? Did your grandfather help you with that?" No, miss. Because they know I'm a bit of an artist, so I'm trying to do it in such a way, maybe I won't get found out. That's not good. Okay, so we need to get rid of that. Right. It's the angle I'm sitting at, I'm sure. There you go. Oh. Right, okay, now, this is not happening. So I like to show mistakes as well. I like to show sometimes that we all struggle. So let's just get rid of that. Best way to do that is use a wet brush, because I know the background is dry. Take that off like that. And I'm going to sit in front of the camera . And do that. Yeah. I'll do me. Okay, that'll do. I know what to put it. Okay, let's get some yellow. Put a drop of yellow in each white drop there. There you go. Happy? Sort of, yeah. But it gives me an idea of where to go with that. I hope you can see what I've trying to do accomplish there. Like I said, this is just an idea for my granddaughter. I'm just kind of come up with, and hopefully give you something to practice with. Now, I think from next week on, I think I'm going to do a few more nice seascapes and things, because I've had enough of playing around on cardboard. I really want to get onto canvas, and I was lucky enough to pick up some canvases this week from the art shop, which are really good. Highly recommend. I've got some artistic boards. There you go, artistic boards like this. These are all Winsor & Newton boards. So I've got quite a few of them now, and quite a few of the larger size as well. There you go. So I'm happy that I am now able to get back to normal and start painting on something decent rather than cardboard. So thank you very much for joining me in the studio today. And it's not 100% perfect, but it's an idea for my granddaughter, and that's all I wanted to accomplish today, was some sort of an idea to give it a little bit of a 3D look, to get it to stand off the canvas. That's what I was trying to do, more than the actual getting the painting correct. So thank you very much for joining me today in the studio. If you like what you've seen today, please subscribe, because I know a lot of you are not subscribing. Give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next week. Hopefully we should be doing a fantastic seascape. And don't forget, I'm also going to be finishing off some work that I've started, so there should be a few more videos going out now. And I'll see you then. Basically, bye. Have fun. Stay safe.